Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. I got a new lighting setup. As you can guys can see. Now I can't see myself because I'm not using the front camera, so hopefully I'm in good frame. If not, my bad. First of all, I just wanna this is why I don't really wanna make chapter per chapter review videos anymore and kinda wanna focus my videos on like aspects, right? Because occasionally you get what happened in my previous Hardcore Leveling Warrior video where I read the chapter and I was hella disappointed. Now some people obviously just no, oh, people that have read Raws ahead, they already know what happened. But you have to understand, this is my first time reading that chapter. I have not read any chapter after that. So I'm just gonna go off of what happened in that chapter. And to me, it was hella disappointing that Hardcore Leveling Warrior just switched that quickly. I was like, really? Like, bro, like, and because of the way season 2 has been going, I didn't feel like I had any reason to believe that like the author was gonna make that, have that twist or make, justify it and make it work. You know what I'm saying? Just because in my opinion, objectively, I think season 2 has been a disappointment, right? I think yes, currently the chapters are really good, and there's been a few, really good high moments, but overall the story itself is just not as strong, right? The character development isn't maybe to the level we expected, right? At the start of season 2, it was brilliant. Then there was like a long period of like muddiness of like, Nightmare still not a compelling villain to this day. I think definitely Dark's brother or slash uncle, whatever, makes it way more interesting. Him coming forward as like a secret, villain behind the scenes. I think that makes it so much, more interesting than it's been. You know what I'm saying? But look, it is what it is. Sometimes you react, and sometimes you're wrong, and I was absolutely wrong. But I think that was, the bamboozlement was great because I'm happy that that happened because it made the story way more, compelling. It just made it way better that Hardcore Leveling Warrior was, is placed in essentially a trap where he can die if he, if he doesn't comply. And he was about to just let himself die, but he decided, fuck it, I'll put my life on the line because I know that Dark, that kid, somehow, some way, he can do it. If anybody can defeat me, and anybody can stop me, if anybody can find a way to save me in real life or do whatever he can, is this dude. This dude can do it. You know what I'm saying? And I really love that because it showcases the trust and faith he has for Dark. Also showcases the love he has for Dark. You know what I'm saying? That he's willing to bet his life on Dark. Getting it done, and Dark saving him on time. So he thought, I can, like Dark told him, like, don't die, like just don't die, just trust me, I'm gonna take you out of here. And it's beautiful, bro. Like, just the manipulation and the fact that he I think he's completely lost control of himself, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's lost control of himself again. And so it's gonna be really intriguing. I can't wait for the next few chapters. Absolutely. I still hope No Name, is it No Name? Yeah, is it No Name? It is No Name, right? Yeah, Zero or No Name. No Name. I always get them confused because one is technically the mother. But yeah, No Name. I think No Name hopefully will get more interesting because she's still a very bland character in my opinion. She has nothing to offer personality wise. Like why does she care about nightmares? Like, what the fuck is, you know what I mean? Like, she was working with them like season 1, and now all of a sudden they're her enemies and everybody's her enemy. Nightmare must rule. Like, why? Zero was compelling because there was a whole story of why Zero ended up being how she became, and why she was unhappy with Hardcore 11 Warrior. It was just, and she wasn't even like a massive part of it. She was like that background thing that came towards the end. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Nightmare is the forefront this season completely, and they failed to impress me. And I'm happy that Nightmare, BB, and all of them dudes are dead because I got sick of seeing that freaking fight like 7 times over. They fought the real life versions like 7 times over, and that shit was annoying the shit out of me. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to be bamboozled. I'm happy that Hardcore 11 Warrior pulled off a fantastic twist, and I can't wait for the next chapters. I know it's a very short video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that 10 minutes is really what I should be hitting or trying to hit. But hey, sometimes it is like that, and sometimes it's not like that, unfortunately and or fortunately. What are you guys' predictions on how this season will end? Like, do you guys think that Hardcore 11 Warrior will? Well, I mean, I know some people were speculating that the two worlds will collide and No Name will win. I think if they want to do a season 3, that might be the case. I think that would make it more intriguing because there's a lot we need to know. Blonde hair lady with the ponytails who helped create Lucid Adventure, she needs to be fleshed out a lot more. But obviously, I feel like she's the behind the scenes protagonist, not protagonist, antagonist. And obviously, there's like a whole race of her because like they were like, yo, look, you destroyed a few. It feels like she just goes around kind of playing games with worlds, and this is not the first world that she's played around with, and she creates scenarios where she creates a whole nother world and gets the two to fight together. So is she the reason why No Name and Zero existed in the first place, etc., etc.? Is she the reason why they turned bad? We don't know. So there's a lot more we can learn, and I think those are the parts where I am most intrigued about in Hardcore 11 Warrior, the real life aspects of it, and how the real life itself is massively supernatural. I mean, I guess since in this world, the nightmares can eventually go to the real world, allegedly, or something of the sort. Obviously, showcases that this world is way more complex than meets the eye. It's not just people playing a game. It's those real life consequences, which in season 1 there wasn't really. I mean, there was, but it was different, right? I liked how they did that in season 1, where if he doesn't do certain things, his life is at risk, and yada yada yada. It made it more intriguing. And Dark, the same thing. Dark, it's literally being hunted to get murdered because he might get the power to run Giga, and all of these things. There's so many things behind the scenes and around these characters that to me is a lot more intriguing than Nightmare, right? Currently in Nightmare in its current form. Now season 3 might make Nightmare amazing, or the rest of season 2 might make Nightmare amazing, but for me it does not change the fact that the middle bit was just not phenomenal. The middle bit was mediocre to me. The start was great. Currently we're in a good state. I don't want to say great. I think the twist was great, but I don't think we're at a great stage yet. I think good, very good. Constant. We love Constant. Obviously, we need to know more about Yopi. Yopi is allegedly dead, but I find it hard to believe because it's Yopi. I feel like he definitely is going to play a major role in the story, considering he is the cataclysm for everything that's happening now, the creation of Nightmare, etc., etc. Like, he is the cataclysm to a lot of it. He killed all the gods, like literally. So it's really intriguing to see where the story could go. And I like stories where there's so many potential options and there's so many ways it could go that it can be super interesting. The only thing we know for certain is that Hardcore 11 Warrior, the show is called after him, he's gonna stay living, and Dark is gonna stay living. Everybody else is kind of I think Sora just hasn't been like explored enough to the level where she can die. I think she definitely needs way more fleshing out before. Sorry, my nose is super itchy. She definitely needs way more fleshing out before I think it'd be impactful. I mean, it'd be impactful if she died now because we love Sora, but I think like narratively impactful. You know what I'm saying? I think she would need a bit more. I think Dark Heart Eater can die and I think that would be mega impactful. But I don't think he's going to die. Yopi's death wasn't that impactful for me just because we still don't know anything about Yopi. We don't really know a lot about him yet. We knew that he was motivated by the death of Akira, or Kira. Was it Kira or Kira? Kira. I'm pretty sure it was just Kira or something. But his brother, quote unquote brother, that died. So there's a lot I think we have to learn about these characters before maybe Master Swordsman. Actually, if Master Swordsman died, that would be very compelling. Because Master Swordsman is great, and his team still really needs him. To do a lot of things. Like he has to handle shit when they can't. Excuse me, long day. Long day working, man. But yeah, man, that's really kind of all I have to say. We reached that 10 minutes somehow. Damn it, YouTube. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, man. What do you guys think is the story's going to end up? What's your ideal ending for season two? I think for me, the ideal ending would be Dark saves hardcore leveling warrior, um, but in exchange, the worlds collide, right? And again, the worlds collide as a result, and the way they're infighting with Giga and stuff like that. By Yopi, by Yopi attacking Giga's weakened heavily, and that weakness allows other nightmares to more easily take over a lot of parts. And then I think No Name pulls up to the battlefield, takes key major areas, and wins the Lucid Adventure, quote unquote tournament event thing. And because she wins that, the two worlds collide, and everything meets the real world. And we know that hardcore leveling warrior and the guys aren't as effective in the real world. So maybe they discover a way. Season 3 could be them trying to discover a way to gain powers in the real world. And maybe when Nightmare and them arrive in the real world, they they're obviously stupidly outnumbered. So they have to create a new plan, new strategies on how to take over the place. I don't know, whatever. But I think that'll be a sick ending of them going to Earth, finding a way to Earth. Even if they defeated, somehow she ends up on Earth anyway. But there's a lot of potentials here. But let me know what your thoughts are. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and yeah, love the twist. I'm out.